Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj, and I have started a new series in my YouTube channel that is named as Gen Z JavaScript. So, in this series, we will be learning React JS, Angular, and JavaScript. All the important concepts we will be learning here. And I am a full stack developer with having 10 plus year of experience under my belt. And guys, please subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified for all the upcoming videos. Thank you. This video we are going to talk about deep clone. So if you are developing apps from long time, you must be cloning the objects array, and at that time you require deep clone or structured clone or JSON.stringify, JSON.parse and object.assign, these kind of methods. Or you assign something using spread operator. You try to copy something, copy some objects. So these kind of methods, or you define your own methods in order to copy nested array, nested objects, right? Because if you copy a primitive type of data, that is number, string, boolean, so it can be easily copied, because there is no such type of concept where you have the same reference and your uh, data is getting stored in a single memory, and then you have a shared reference. There is no concept there. All the values which are getting saved like separately in the separate memories, right? But in case of object arrays, they kind of save in a memory and share references. So that's why when you copy them, the reference gets copied, like the address gets copied, but they are being saved at the same place. So whenever you are trying to change any of the copied variable, the original one also changes. Why? Because they are all pointing to same memory. So this is the problem that we face with object and arrays. So that problem we'll be solving it. We'll be seeing in this video how can we resolve this while coding. So let's go through the deep clone. So deep clone is nothing but an function that we have created in this demo app, which will help you to copy your objects, your nested array, and you can teach it whatever you want to copy, right? The function also it can copy. So we'll go one by one, and I will try to explain all the things regarding the object and array, how we can copy these. If I missed something, please do comment and we can discuss more in comments. Please do share knowledge, and please do subscribe if you have not subscribed my this Gen Z series. So this is a Gen Z series under which I am making all these videos. So let's start. So here you can see in line number 7 we are trying to use object.assign, or we are trying to use the spread operator. Spread operator is this three triple dots and object, right? So nested reference remains links to the original. See, so this is the problem. So example, let's go through the example. So we have user object here, and we have assigned an object to this with this literals, object literals, right? Name, and name key is Alice, and address key we have, which contains an object. An object contains city Dehradun, pin code as a key, and this value pin code, right? And how we can copy it? See, in line number 19 we are trying to copy it, right? User, by help of spread operator, which was introduced in ES6. If you don't know ES6, I've already discussed it in my previous videos, so please follow all the videos. I'm like making videos one by one. So in previous videos you will be having all those concept which you don't know, right? So likewise I am making the videos so that you can grow up step by step. So spread operator is introduced in ES6. ES6 is like mostly adopted by all the browsers, so that is why it is very popular. ECMAScript 6 in JavaScript. And so in this we have spread operator. So here with the help of spread operator also, it is doing shallow copy. Shallow copy means the same thing. It is sharing the same reference. So what will happen if I try to if I have copied, right? In const copy I have copied this user object, right? So now if I try to update this city, right? This city, if I want to update, so copy dot address dot city Delhi. So Delhi will be replacing this Dehradun too. So the older objects, which is the original object, there also it will get changed. See, console log user dot address dot city. So now I'm trying to print here the original object, and it is printing Delhi. not the Dehradun. Why? Because it is sharing the same reference, and this is the most common problem. The freshers get stuck many of the time if they are not aware of this concept. So we need to brush up this concept, and this is very important for our interview also. So user.address.city. So this is printing Delhi, right? The newer one. So we don't want to copy the reference. We want to create a separate, a fresh copy. So how we'll achieve it? So for that we have this. We have created deep clone function. What it will do? It will first check if it is a null. It will like return it, right? It will like ignore it, return this function. If it is not null and it is not an object type, so everything we know is object type in JavaScript, like array or objects or anything. So besides the primitive data types that are null, this string, number, boolean, right? So here what it is doing, it is checking if it is not an object, then it is returning. It means it is number, boolean or string, right? So it will return it. So because that does not require any copying with the help of this, we don't require it to copy. It can simply be copied, right? Simply we can assign. And if it is array, here we are checking if it is an array type, then we are mapping it and returning one by one, and it is recursively calling deep clone with the item, right? If this is an array item, so it is again calling it, and that's how it is recursively calling it and able to fetch one by one the array out of the array element, one by one out of it, so that it becomes a primitive value and it saves it. And similarly here, so if it is a primitive type, it will catch it here. If it is an array type, it will catch it here. If it is a object type, it will catch it over here. And how it is again recursively calling it so that it can fetch the elements. So this is how our recursive deep clone function that we have created. And why this is very useful, because you can teach it to handle date type, to handle function type, to handle undefined, all these things you can try to achieve with this method. So that's why it becomes very useful. If we go further, so in my notes I have like prepared this, and I have this corrected it. If there is any errors, please go through it. You will try to understand each and everything. And so these are, see, primitive types: string, number, null, all these are right. And if array dot is arrays, why this method is used? This method we use to recognize if this is an array data type, right? If any this object, everything is object, don't confuse. In array or object, everything is object in JavaScript. But if we want to see if this is an array, then we use this array dot is array. So this will help us to know, okay, this is an array, then we can move accordingly. And also we use different types of methods in our this day to day when we work with the project. I will show you what we use. Like you must have heard JSON.parse, JSON.string, right? Stringify. What we do, we stringify, we make string, that whole object, that whole nested thing, whatever is there, we make it a string, and then we parse it again to the JavaScript object, and then that's how we are able to do play with the simple type of arrays and object. But if they are nested, or if they contains functions or this date and all these types, then we require to make a manual, this to make a custom function, right, that I described above. So this type of function we need to make, and we need to add more lines to handle function. But I will tell you, there is one more function, predefined function available to us from the browser, so that we can use, and that will help you to to deep clone it. So let's go further. So here we will see we have user method, right, in line number 124. So this method contains name, address, and hobbies. Address is object, hobbies is of array type, array. And in line number 130, we are calling this deep clone method, right? And how we have now copy, and copy dot address dot city, we are assigning Delhi, right? But then if we print this user dot address dot city, see, it is still pointing to old one, Dehradun. Why? Because we're using a deep clone, and it is making a fresh copy, fresh memory it is storing. So they all have now different reference. So this is how our this method is helping us, which we have declared above, which we have declared and defined above. And now we have this JSON.parse, JSON.stringify. So now we are passing the object over here, this. So how this helps is, see, this also will help you, but it will not work in case of loses. function. It will not work in case of function, in date, in map, set, undefined, infinity, and circular references. So for these all, you need to you cannot use this JSON.parse, JSON.stringify. Otherwise, it is very helpful to copy the objects. And if I talk about real use case in React project or any JavaScript or Angular, wherever you are using it, so there you must be seeing many places, right? You have to copy object, like your API is bringing some nested type of JSON data. So there also, if you are copying it, you have to use this, right? And here, and also there is one more thing from the React point of view, I will tell. If you have this use state, right? So you have a user state, you have a set user, a function which is used to update this state. Okay, so here, if you are trying to update users dot address dot city Delhi, right? You are trying to update this. So that means you are trying to update this, which is Dehradun. So set user will try to update this. Set user, and you are trying to update user, right? Now what will happen, because this is same this is same reference, right? So at that time, when you are trying to do set user, in React, whenever you update any state hook, update any state which is generated by the use state, so our React UI renders, right? It again renders. That is why we are able to see the new updated value. But in this case, because it is sharing the same reference, so reference is same, so it will not re-render. This is also most common issue. So that's why we use deep clone, and then we do set user and set user clone. Now it knows, okay, it is a different reference. It is a new change. Here it will re-render. This ensure React sees the new reference, and hence it re-renders properly. So this is a use case in React. So I hope you are able to understand now. And so already discussed this deep load method again, and one by one, line by line, it is explained how this is working. You can go through it. So this is all, guys. I discuss in this video, and at last, I promise you that I will share with you the predefined method, that is structured clone. You can use this structured clone. Modern API combines the speed of JSON with the intelligence of deep clone. So this is available to you from browser, so you can use this. So you have to understand all this, how to JSON stringify. You can use MDN, MDN website, just to understand this, because we use it on a day-to-day basis. But if you are a fresher, you can understand this. Why use JSON stringify? It's very simple. Just to make object or array, whatever is that, we need to make it string. So it is making it string, it is saving it as a string, and then again we are parsing it to make a JavaScript object. So it is, I have already told you now, but you can already also refer MDN. So thank you, guys. Please keep sharing and engaging in the comments. I hope you are liking this series, Gen Z JavaScript, and stay tuned and do subscribe, so that you will be updated with the new upcoming videos. Thank you. Take care.